Subcommittee. And for people's information, let me announce that item 1, AB 5083, Santiago, has been pulled by the author. And item 9, AB 1876, Lopez, has also been pulled by the author. We have 5 items on consent. One of those 5 is with amendments, and hopefully we'll get to approve those consent items in a moment. We are here with sign-in and Assemblymember Medina. You're first on the list, so please join us at the podium. You have item 3, AB 1690. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair and members. AB 1690 seeks to establish employment stability for part-time faculty at California community colleges. The majority of the students at California community colleges are taught by part-time faculty. One of the greatest concerns for part-time faculty is job stability. Inconsistent reemployment policies between districts have led to unreliable reemployment practices. We need to define basic standards for part-time faculty while also maintaining the ability of local districts to address their needs. Such standards will help retain a diverse and qualified pool of faculty. AB 1690 takes a step in this direction by providing some stability for part-time faculty while still allowing local districts flexibility and control over implementation. Ultimately, this will support student success. For these reasons, I respectfully ask for your aye vote with me today. I have several witnesses to testify in support.
Thank you. In support of the bill.
Good morning, Jennifer Baker with the California Teachers Association, one of the co-sponsors of the measure. I'd like to introduce Christy Iwamoto with Napa Valley Community College and yield my time to her.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hello, thank you. Christy Iwamoto with Napa Valley College. I'm here in support of this bill. Part-time faculty teach most community college classes. So when part-time faculty are supported, it leads to a better and more efficient learning environment for students. Districts should be seeking a goal of achieving 75-25 ratio of full-time to part-time faculty, but in many districts, the ratio is actually 70-30, with 70% being part-timers. Due to the overwhelming number of part-time faculty members teaching the majority of our community college students, it's imperative that we ensure we're creating the best working environments with a structure that'll support faculty so that we can best serve and support our students. 1690 helps us achieve this goal by allowing bargaining units to bargain seniority rights and evaluation metrics in districts that have not yet bargained these issues. The passage of AB 1690 would allow my community college, as well as all community colleges in the state, the opportunity to stabilize the part-time workforce. If part-time faculty are able to negotiate for seniority rights, it will reward good teachers and it'll encourage longevity within our districts. AB 1690 gives part-time faculty more job security, which means that students have more stability as well. Your average student usually doesn't know which of their teachers is full-time and which is part-time, but they know when an instructor is experienced, is knowledgeable, and is effective. AB 1690 will potentially protect our instructors from unfair treatment and give our students more consistency by keeping high-quality part-time instructors in their classrooms. AB 1690 will provide part-time community college faculty with the necessary security to achieve minimum working conditions, which will lead to a more stable environment for faculty and for students. By strengthening the security of those who are providing the majority of instruction to students, California's community colleges will be able to achieve greater student success.
All right.
Thank you.
Please, in support.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members. Megan Brightwell here on behalf of the California Federation of Teachers. We think this bill promotes equity and fairness for our part-time faculty. We're pleased to be co-sponsors of the bill and would respectfully ask for an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Others in support?
Chair Liu, members, David Bala Hawkins with the Community College Independence. For the reasons previously stated, we are also in support of the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others in support of the bill? Is there opposition to the bill? Would you kindly make some room up here, please? Good morning.
With Nossaman on behalf of North Orange County Community College District in opposition to this bill for several reasons, but the main reason being is the analysis indicates Education Code currently allows for reappointment rights already to be bargained at the table, so we really don't believe that this bill is necessary at this time, and we would like to retain local control over our bargaining with our part-time faculty. We have over 1,500 part-time faculty members at our community college district, and we would like to find creative ways to continue to support them because they really are the backbone to our community college district and to our system. So we understand the need for the policy ideas behind the bill. We just do not agree with mandating seniority rights for part-time faculty. We would like to retain our local control with our bargaining units. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Ryan McElhaney with the Community College League of California, testifying on California's 72 community college districts. We're in opposition to this measure, similar to North Orange and to the concerns raised in the committee analysis, in that if districts and bargaining units believe that this would enhance the part-time faculty pool, the quality of them, and then increase the student success, they're free to implement the provisions within the bill. To date, 32 districts have implemented rehire rates similar to AB 1690, but 40 have not. Our community college districts are different and diverse. They serve urban, rural, they are large and small, and they all face a different mix of student needs and funding priorities. And therefore, it's important that the state gives our districts and bargaining units the maximum amount of flexibility to determine employment conditions that best reflects the needs at the local level. Additionally, we don't believe that this bill will improve the working conditions of our part-time faculty members. We believe that the best way to support our part-time faculty members are to fund their office hours, their health care, a per-pupil funding rate increase, or funding for full-time faculty, all of which we have supported in the past. And so therefore, we urge you to vote no on this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Others opposed to the bill?
I will have a support, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you in support of the bill?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right.
Would you like to
Please
come up here or here?
just announce your support because we've already heard testimony. Please identify yourself.
My name is John Martin. I'm an activist and community college instructors in California. I belong to various organizations in California. One of the things is the mythology here is that they need flexibility. Community college districts have flexibility the first 3 years of their teaching. So there's lots of flexibility. There's a lot of vetting process already. After 3 years, there should be some sort of measure of job security, and this will help the morale in our students. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's just hang on for a second. I have 5 members. I have a quorum, so let's call the roll.
Blue?
Here.
Blue here. Block? Hancock? Huff? Huff here. Leyva? Leyva here. Mendoza? Mawning? Pan? Here. Pan here. Vidak? Vidak here. It's 5.
Thank you. Is this testimony also in support?
Just offering our organization's support, Senator.
What happened here? Did I just miss you all? Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Would you just identify yourself, please?
Nora Lynn with the California Faculty Association in strong support.
Thank you.
Michael Young on behalf of the California Labor Federation, also in support.
Matthew Canty, Faculty Association of California Community Colleges, also in support. Thank you.
Mario Galvan, Association of Raza Educators and Ethnic Studies Now Coalition, Sacramento, also in support.
Any other witnesses in support? Witnesses against? Last call. All right. Any questions, concerns, observations by? Okay, seeing none. Mr. Benita, you wish to close?
Thank you. Having been a community college trustee at Riverside Community College for 13 years, and previous to that a school board member before serving on the RCC Board of Trustees, I value local control. But the problem of part-time faculty has been a long time sitting issue, and we must do everything we can to help part-time faculty. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
All right. We have a motion. Please call the roll.
This is item number 3, AB 1690. The motion is due pass to appropriations. Lou, Block, Hancock, Huff, Leyva. Leyva, aye. Mendoza, Monning, Pan. Pan, aye. Vidak. No. Vidak, no. That's 2-1.
Okay, 2-1. We'll hold that open for other members. Thank you, Mr. Medina. We have another one.
Thurman.
Assemblymember Thurman. Which number is he? Item 21, AB 2506. There's support on both sides, I understand. Good job.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. It's my honor to present AB 2506, and this is a bill on behalf of California's young people who have served in the foster care system and giving them an opportunity to get a great education. I'll start off by saying that we accept the amendments that will create some provisions to help students who've attended institutions that have had really low graduation rates for foster youth. We're aligning through these amendments what the Chafee grant would do to be aligned with what we expect out of the Cal Grant program so that we can ensure that students get admitted and are able to actually graduate and be supported. As you know, we have a great program in the Chafee Grant program that helps to pay for college for former foster youth. It pays for books and other related expenses. The challenge is that there just isn't enough money to go around. In the most recent cycle of 4,500 students who were eligible for a Chafee Grant, more than 1,000 students were not able to receive a grant. This bill changes that and ensures that any young person who was in foster care would be able to receive a Chafee Grant. Having spent 20 years of my life and career as a social worker, working with some fantastic young people who availed themselves to Chafee Grant, I can tell you it's a great program. I can also tell you that I've experienced the heartbreak and disappointment when these students were not able to receive this support, and this is what we are here to change today. We have two incredible witnesses with us today, Amy Lemley, who is from the John Burton Foundation, and Ms. Alexis Berries, who has spoken in support of this bill previously, and they're here to add emphasis. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you very much. Witnesses?
Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Amy Lemley, and I'm the policy director at the John Burton Foundation. The Chafee Education and Training Voucher was established in Congress in 2002 in recognition of the fact that former foster youth have very low rates of college achievement. According to the most recent figures, by age 26, just 8.2% of former foster youth will have achieved a college degree, as compared to over a third of their same age counterparts. So why is this the case? Why do foster youth fare so poorly in post-secondary education? Now, the key reason is that foster youth cannot draw on the #1 source of income to pay for college, which very simply is parental income. Unlike children raised in intact families, former foster youth do not have anyone who's been thinking about their post-secondary education, saving for it, and planning for the future. And so when they reach college, the need for financial aid is even more dire than that for the average student. Not only are foster youth not able to access the single largest source of funding used by students to pay for college, they also cannot access in-kind support that many students use. Here in California, 54% of our college students live with their families while they attend college, which dramatically reduces the cost of their post-secondary education. Again, young people who have been raised in the foster care system do not have that option available to them. Now, without access to these critical sources of direct economic and in-kind support, financial aid plays a vital role. AB 2506 would close the financial aid funding gap for foster youth by making two important modifications to the Chafee program. First, it would guarantee eligible foster youth who apply before September 2nd would receive a Chafee grant. As the Assembly member said, currently 1 in 4 young people who qualify, apply, and do everything we ask of them do not receive the grant simply due to a lack of funds. The funding level for Chafee was set in 2002 when going to college was a rarity for California foster youth. A lot has changed since then. Now young people are attending college, and there's a strong need for that program. Second, this bill would restrict Chafee utilization at substandard schools. Currently, the Chafee ETV is sometimes used to fund education at post-secondary schools that do not meet minimum requirements adopted by the Cal Grant program. We urge your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next witness.
Thank you. Good morning. Hello, my name is Alexis Berries, and I am a former foster youth who spent 18 years in care, including being part of the first cohort to graduate Assembly Bill 12, which was an extension of foster care. Throughout care, I was placed in over 16 different homes and attended 12 different schools. Because of the lack of stability I encountered, school was always a challenge for me. As a junior in high school, I found myself behind in credits, behind academically, and not on track to graduate. At that point in time in my life, I had felt like I had no purpose, and the best thing to do would be drop out of school. Because I was used to everyone giving up on me, I had given up on myself. Shortly after, I came back to my senses, and with a few supporters in my corner, I was not only able to catch up on credits, but in fact, I graduated high school early. I decided to further my education and then went straight into college. Upon entering college, I found myself faced with a new set of challenges. I was overwhelmed by the caseload, the workload that I had to take on, and the financial obligations. My first year I applied for the Chafee, I was awarded. This allowed me to take on a full-time load of classes, and I did not have to work as much, which allowed me to pay bills and spend more time on my studies. The second year I applied for Chafee, I was not awarded, not because I wasn't eligible, but because there wasn't enough funding. Because of this, I had to drop classes, I had to work more than full-time, which distracted me from my studies, and ultimately I did not do well in school. For many foster youth, higher education is not recognized as a priority. So unlike most young adults, we do not have a college 529 saving plan. In fact, most of us haven't a clue what that even is. Having Chafee funds available for foster youth in care will make us feel like, for once, the system is on our side and give us the confidence to not only attend college, but to be successful in doing so. So thank you for taking the time to listen to my testimony, and I urge your support in AB 2506.
Thank you. Other witnesses in support?
Good morning. My name is Brendan Biggert on behalf of the California Student Aid Commission. We administer the Chafee Grant Program here in California, and you've heard from people a lot closer to the subject than me how important it is, but from an agency standpoint and dealing with these foster youth on the phone every year, especially the ones that call to ask how come they haven't received their grant, this bill is very important. It'll ensure that every qualified foster youth student in California can receive the grant and receive the assistance in school, and I'm here to answer any questions you might have from an administrative standpoint.
Thank you very much. Other witnesses in support, just state your name and...
Rebecca Gonzalez, National Association of Social Workers, California chapter in support.
Thank you.
Matthew Canty, California Community Colleges Educational Opportunities Programs Services Association, in support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan Brown, California State Student Association, in support.
Thank you very much. Any witnesses against? Seeing none, bring it up to the committee. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. I just wanted to thank Assemblymember Thurman for bringing this bill forward. It's fantastic. It's much needed. And to the young woman, you are very articulate. Whatever you want to do in the world, I think you will do just fine.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we have a motion. Let me just say very quickly, I think it's a great bill. Spending a little time on Skid Row trying to understand why our homeless population is going up, one of those components that I learned about was in LA at least, they say half of those in foster care are on the streets within 2 years. And certainly if we can get a better education, they'll have much more fighting chance to stay off the streets. So applaud your bill, support it. Please call the roll.
This is item number 21, AB 2506. The motion is due pass as amended to appropriations. Liu, Block, Hancock, Huff. Huff, aye. Leyva? Aye. Leyva, aye. Mendoza? Monning? Aye. Monning, aye. Pan? Aye. Pan, aye. Vidak? Aye. Vidak, aye. That's 5-0.
It's 5-0. We'll hold it open until the other members come in. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll have Assemblyman O'Donnell.
Item 18.
Item 18, AB 2350.
Amendments like this bill.
AB 2350, correct, Mr. Chair? Great, thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. I'd like to start by accepting the amendments recommended by the committee staff and thank your staff here for their work on this bill. AB 2350 addresses the achievement gap between English learners and their peers by ensuring that English learners are not denied access to core curriculum courses. As the committee knows, the achievement gap is one of the biggest challenges facing our education system. California's English learners score substantially lower on state assessments and graduate from high school at far lower rates than their peers. The gap has actually grown over time, and early results from SBAC assessments suggest that the gap may be even widening further. Last fall, our committee on the Assembly side held a hearing on the achievement gap. And one of the key research findings we heard was that some of the English learners are denied access to core curriculum courses necessary for academic success and graduation. In fact, this research found that some of the districts are up to a third of the English language learners were not enrolled in English language arts classes, and a third were not carrying a full course load. What they were doing was assigning them an English language learner classes, but not the core curriculum classes they need to graduate, in short. AB 2350 addresses these barriers by prohibiting schools from denying English learners access to core curriculum courses they need for graduation, grade promotion, and admission to UC and CSU. In support today, I have the co-sponsors of the bill, Martha Zaragoza Diaz, representing Californians Together, and Sue Vang from Superintendent Torlexon's office.
All right, please go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Chairperson and members of the committee. My name is Martha Zaragoza Diaz, and I'm here representing Californians Together, and we are a co-sponsor of the bill along with the California Department of Education. Research reveals that English learners are less likely than non-English learners to be enrolled in core academic subject courses, and as a result, earn fewer credits towards graduation than non-EL students. Research also reveals that English learners have limited access to English language arts courses, primarily due to ELD courses being used as a substitute rather than a complement for English language arts courses, and the enrollment of elementary and secondary English learners in intervention classes for language arts and math are not designed for English learners' language and academic needs. AB 2350 is a straightforward bill. It addresses these issues by ensuring EL pupils access to core academic subjects necessary for graduation, the development of special courses designed for long-term English learners, allowing them to continue to move along the path toward graduation, ensuring these courses confer credits in English language arts necessary for promotion or graduation, and by including intent language that LEAs submit long-term English learner ELD courses to UC and CSU systems for A through G approval. Addressing these barriers is a great step forward in narrowing the achievement gap that persists for English learners. We seek your aye vote. Thank you.
Very good. Next speaker.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of this committee. Sue Vang on behalf of State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tom Torlexon. First, I'd like to thank the committee staff for working with us on this bill. We know that English learners face the unique challenge of learning English in addition to grade-level academic content. To support the success of ELs in California, the state recently adopted the first of its kind, the English Language Arts English Language Development Framework to meet the dual needs of English learners. AB 2350 advances this effort by providing clear statutory guidance on the designated and integrated ELD instruction in line with the new framework. AB 2350 supports three critical areas identified by the superintendent in his action plan to transform our public schools, which are addressing implementation of state standards, providing professional development for our educators, and supporting the needs of our students. This bill moves California forward in preparing our students for college and career. I ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Jeff Baca, representing Riverside County Superintendent of Schools in the 23 school districts in Riverside County. Riverside County is home to nearly 85,000 English learner students. We recognize, as Assemblymember O'Donnell alluded to, that the data does not really tell a positive story. We view AB 2350 as a positive step in helping us turn that around and ensuring that English learner students do have access to the courses that they need in order to succeed in career or in matriculating to higher education. Thank you.
Good morning, Barrett Snyder, on behalf of the Santa Clara County Office of Education, in support for the reasons stated. Thanks.
And then Enrique Roacha on behalf of the Los Angeles Unified School District, in support.
Steven Sepulveda on behalf of the California Immigrant Policy Center, in strong support of this bill.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Ron Rapp on behalf of the California Federation of Teachers, in support. Thank you.
Jennifer Baker with the California Teachers Association, in support.
Thank you very much. Any other witnesses in support? Witnesses against? Questions from the committee? We have a motion. Please call. Did you want to close?
Thank you. Ask for an aye vote.
Smart man. Call the roll, please.
This is item number 18, AB 2350. The motion is due pass as amended to appropriations. Liu? Block? Block I. Hancock? Huff?
Aye.
Huff I. Leyva? Mendoza? Monning?
Aye.
Monning I. Pan?
Aye.
Pan I. Vidak?
Aye.
Vidak I. That's 5.
You have enough votes to get that out. We'll hold it open for other members. You have another bill, AB 2785. Please go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and start, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. AB 2785 requires the California Department of Education to develop a manual to guide educators in evidence-based methods of identifying, assessing, and serving English learners who may have disabilities. This bill addresses a long-standing issue, the inappropriate identification of English learners for special education services. This is actually a dual problem of over-identification and under-identification, both of which can result in inappropriate placements and services which hold students back from academic progress. This problem was first identified in the 1960s and continues to be an issue today. English learners are 60% more likely to be identified for special education than their peers. Fortunately, with clear guidance, this can change. AB 2785 will give our educators the tools and skills they need to ensure that our English learners with disabilities have the most appropriate placements and instruction. With me here today in support are Anjanette Pelletier, representing the Special Education Local Plan Area Administrators of California, and Martha Zaragoza Diaz, representing Californians Together and the California Association for Bilingual Education. Very good. Please go ahead.
Martha Zaragoza Diaz, representing California Association for Bilingual Education and Californians Together. AB 2785 addresses long-standing concerns regarding differentiating between English learner students who have difficulty acquiring language skills and those who have learning disabilities. District schools and teachers struggle with this issue. Misidentified English learner students can end up in classrooms or programs that do not address nor meet their educational needs, which could hamper their educational achievement. This bill seeks to assist educators by providing them with guidance in the form of a manual on identifying, assessing, and supporting English learners who may qualify for special education services. This manual is to include topics such as accurate identification and to provide guidance on areas such as pre-referral and referral processes, use of assessments, and intervention strategies. Teachers in the field have been seeking such guidance. Providing them and other educators with this tool will allow them to support their English learner pupils who have learning disabilities and will result in placing English learner pupils in the most appropriate instructional setting. Please give our educators the tools they need to effectively instruct our English learners. Please vote yes on this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
Anjanette Pelletier with the SELPA Administrators of California. Good morning, Mr. Chairperson and members of the committee. We are pleased to be here to speak in support of AB 2785. The SELPA administrators have been advocating since 2007 for a statewide technical assistance document related to the needs of English learners who also have disabilities. As stated by Member O'Donnell, data shows that English learners can be both over and under-identified for special education services, and this can have serious implications for their educational outcomes. A state-supported manual and guidelines will provide much-needed clarity for the field around evidence-based best practices to address the many key issues complicating identification and service provision for English learners with disabilities. SELPA has an internal set of tools and resources which we would be pleased to share for use in development of the statewide manual. We also have a SELPA English Learners with Disabilities liaison to the CDE, who we hope would be included as a stakeholder for implementation upon passage of this bill. We want to thank the member for bringing this bill forward. We believe it's of critical importance, and we are happy to request your aye vote on AB 2785.
Thank you very much. There's support on both sides. If the other two witnesses at the table, please keep your comments very brief.
Erica Hoffman on behalf of the California School Boards Association in support of the measure.
Sue Vang on behalf of State Superintendent of Public Instruction Tom Torlakson in support of this measure.
Thank you. The other witnesses in support, please state your name, organization, and position.
Greg Leger with the ARC and United Cerebral Palsy California Collaboration, a coalition of people with intellectual and all developmental disabilities and their families, friends, and service providers, and we support the bill.
Erin Evans on behalf of the Santa Clara County Office of Education and support.
Good morning, Derek Lennox on behalf of the School Employers Association of California in support.
Enrique Roch on behalf of the Los Angeles Unified School District in support.
Jeff Vaca, representing Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, in support.
Excuse me, Jeff Frost, California Association of Latino Superintendents, and CATISOL, in support.
Ron Rapp on behalf of the California Federation of Teachers in support.
Steven Sepulveda on behalf of the California Immigrant Policy Center in support.
Jennifer Baker with the California Teachers Association in support.
Any other witnesses in support? Witnesses against? Questions from the committee? Move the bill. We have two motions to pass the bill. Any closing comments?
As for an aye vote.
Please call the roll.
This is item number 24, AB 2785. The motion is due pass to appropriations. Liu? Block? Aye. Block aye. Hancock? Huff?
Aye.
Huff aye. Leyva? Aye. Leyva aye. Mendoza? Monning?
Aye.
Monning aye. Pan? Vidak?
Aye.
Vidak aye. That's 5-0.
Thank you. That bill is out, but we'll hold it open for other members. Thank you very much. Assemblywoman Weber, you are up.